Chapter 10. The Sun, the Moon, the Interspaces and Outer Space. In this work I have spoken of realms high and low, from the Mother's Throne to the pits of despair. Now it is appropriate to briefly elucidate those worlds that fall between them. The Sun, the Moon, and the Interspaces all are seated above the Earth, but below the place where everyone has to go. And they are very much related to one another, both in purpose and in the life that one may encounter there. The Sun is the highest of these realms. A sun is always created with its corresponding Earth, and is, in the same way, a temporary creation. Their fates and existences are tied together, being born of the same Creator, and subject to dissolution correspondingly. The Sun is a place of great splendor, organization, and saturation, not only in material terms, but also in the character of its inhabitants. It is that place for which people go that are elevated and pure in their being, but not to the degree by which they may enter the perfect world. It is the last rung of the ladder, as it were, before entry into the eternal realms. That which holds the people of that place back from entering. There is only a small attachment to the temporary worlds, to earth, its modes of life, its understanding, and its enjoyments. These people look up with great intent, but with a head slightly tilted down towards the gross. One coming from the place where everyone has to go would be in familiar surroundings, traversing the sun realm. There, many of the same things go on as he would be used to. There is building, there are discourses on the self, there is community, merriment, and occupation. Yet in the hearts of those that exist there remains a part of that which binds one to the grosser life. If this is cast off, then the gates of the highest realms are open wide to them. This is why those of the perfect world often use the sun as a platform from which to move from one realm to another. If one has an interest or dealings in the temporary worlds, better to arrive first at the sun, an atmosphere that is quite comfortable, and then move on from there, either to the earth, the moon, and so forth. The moon as a realm is indeed similar again to the sun. That which divides them is the heart of its inhabitants. The moon is home to those beings who, upon leaving the gross life of the earth, are in surplus of their merit. That is, the lower worlds are not appropriate, but they do not have the merit to ascend to the highest realms or to the sun. These people are those that, whilst bright-hearted, are of the understanding and temperament of the earthly worlds. They see their life as that which occurs on the earth. They are furnished with the temporary life, and their lives on the moon reflect that mode of being. There is building, community, occupation, and joy, no doubt, but their eyes are set downward towards the earth. Their dream will go to the earth when their merit has been exhausted. It is a temporary place where the winter of the gross life may be forgotten in a summer of subtle existence. Here the inhabitants can advance in their piety, enjoy the manifest reality with the thorns of the earth removed, and expand their vision to the vast expanse of the self. Yet this realm carries some of the foibles of the surface. For instance, when ordering an ice cream in this place, you may ask for a specific topping and not receive it. All of this goes under the graceful eyes and organization of beings of the higher places, and much merit is gained for such service. The interspaces are the subtle regions in a temporary creation that exist in the space above the earth plane to the ceiling of the sun world. This space in between can be home to many communities of subtle beings. These worlds range in their ways of life and understanding from those of the earth to those of the sun, with life having only very minor differences from community to community. The vast subtle space gives ample room for many such communities of those who are somewhat between the eternal life of the highest places and the harsher life of the lower. Outer space is unlike any before-mentioned world or realm, and yet without it these places could not exist. Outer space is not a material vacuum or void, neither is it a deathly cold ocean separating world from world. It is, in essence, empty dream space. It is that place that cannot be measured, without extension, and yet infinitely vast. Yet it is not the unmanifest. It is part of the manifest, and issues from the dreamer. For any other world to appear in the dream, it must first do so on the background of emptiness. This is the empty dream space that may be called outer space. On this canvas can be drawn the realms high, low, and middling. It is the place where the dreamer still exists, but the creation merges back into himself, where mental phenomena rise and fall, appear and disappear like bubbles on the water. It is that place that one sees when he closes his eyes at night, that which is before the mind as he is falling asleep. In that place, all other worlds begin to dissolve, all dimensions of extension fade, and time too fades away. Behind that space is the net of being, wherein all dreams and their dreamers are housed, and behind that is the great Unmanifest.